I felt that there were millions of artists who were making their marks. And I sort of felt that the abstract expressionists said it all with abstract art in a way. I felt it didn't matter if the yellow was put in one corner or in the bottom corner or the top corner and purple was put in that corner and not that one. I didn't think it mattered that much. I mean, I liked a lot of artists, but a lot of it seemed repetitive to me. I wanted to see what would happen if I was an artist who did not make my mark and let something tell me something that I did not know. What happened was I just poured the oil in a straight line. I made these rules for myself. It must be 1.5 gallons of oil for each 6 by 8 foot piece. They are on the floor. I must try to do it in a straight line. I wanted to see what would happen with each one. And so in this one, there it is. It's all very centered in there. It broke in the center, and you could see in how it's falling down, how it's sort of dripping down. There was like a square of wood, open square, put on the floor. And then this big, this paper attached to plexiglass was put on top. And then it buckled slightly with the weight of the oil. And that weight of the oil made the oil more thick in one spot. Then when it was lifted up by 4 people after many months, it would be lifted up because the skin on the outer layer was dry, but underneath there would be this more oil in the center. And so it would be lifted up, and the wet oil would be cascading down until it got contained in its own sac, which was an oil sac, and it could be likened to an amniotic sac. It was extremely messy. It was the time of conceptual art, when everything was clean, clean, clean. And this very messy kind of oil would gush out. I would invite people to the breaking. It was almost like a birthing when they came to see it. It was extremely female. I felt that my work was feminist because, in a subtle way, very subtle way, it was a matter of not being the master making the masterpiece or the mistress making the mistress piece, but it was a matter of letting something else, giving up control. I felt was a feminist act, actually. And I would just invite people to come to a breaking, to midwife the image. And I use those words, which perhaps caused some people to shudder, oh my God, and some people to say, great, I want to midwife an image. They were creating it. I tried to absent myself from it. You know, sometimes it would break all of a sudden, and they would be disappointed. Of course, they'd remark about that, and other times it lingered, and they would wait, and they would be out of breath, going, oh my God, when is the sac going to break? And they were waiting for it and hoping it would linger. And so it was very sensual, I must say.